وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
Somebody else to take it. Doesn't matter. Okay. Are you going to do it? If you want. No. Somebody can read the screen. Yeah. No, I'm fine. I've got this. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد محمد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء وبقوتك التي قهرت بها كل شيء وخضع لها كل شيء وذل لها كل شيء وبجبروتك التي غلبت بها كل شيء وبعزتك التي لا يقوم لها شيء وبعظمتك التي ملأت كل شيء وبسلطانك الذي على كل شيء وبوجهك الباقي بعد فناء كل شيء وبأسمائك التي ملأت أركان كل شيء وبعلمك الذي أحاط بكل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي يضاله كل شيء يا نور يا قدوس يا أول الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحت كل عصم اللهم اغفر الذنوب التي تنزل النقم اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تغير النعم اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل البلاء اللهم اغفر لي كل ذنب أذنبته وكل خطيئة أخطأتها اللهم إني أتقرب إليك بذكرك وأستشفع بك إلى نفسك وأسألك بجودك أن تدنيني من قربك وأن توزعني شكرك وأن تلهمني ذكرك اللهم إني أسألك سؤال خاضع متذلل خاشع أن تسامحني وترحمني وتجعلني بقسمك راضيا قانعا وفي جميع الأحوال متواضعا اللهم وأسألك سؤال من اشتدت فاقته وأنزل بك عند الشدائد حاجته وعزم فيما عندك رغبته اللهم عزم سلطانك وعلى مكانك وخفي مكرك وظهر أمرك وغلب قهرك وجرت قدرتك ولا يمكن الفرار من حكومتك. اللهم لا أجد لذنوبي غافرا ولا لقبائحي ساترا ولا لشيء من عملي القبيح بالحسن مبدلا غيرك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك وبحمدك ظلمت نفسي وتجرأت بجهلي وسكنت إلى قديم ذكرك لي ومنك علي. اللهم مولاي كم من قبيح سترته وكم من فاضح من البلاء قلته وكم من عثار وقيته وكم من مكروه دفعته وكم من ثناء جميل لست له أحلا له نشرته. اللهم عظم بلائي وأفرط بي سوء حالي وقصرت بي أعمالي وقعدت بي أغلالي وحبسني عن نفع بعد ما أملي وخدعتني الدنيا بغرورها ونفسي بخيانتها ومطالي. يا سيدي فأسألك بعزتك أن لا يحجبك عنك دعائي سوء عملي وفعالي ولا تفضحني بخفي ما اطلعت علي من سري ولا تعاجلني بالعقوبة على ما عملته في خلواتي من سوء فعلي وإساءتي ودوام تفريطي وجهالتي وكثرة شهواتي وغفلتي وكن اللهم بعزتك لي في كل الأحوال رؤوفا وعلي في جميع الأمور عطوفا. إلهي وربي من لي غيرك أسأله كشف ضري والنظر في أمري. إلهي ومولاي أجريت علي حكما اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي ولم أحترس فيه من تزييني عدوي فغرني بما أهوى وأسعده على ذلك القضاء فتجاوزت بما جرى علي من ذلك بعد حدودك وخالفت بعد أوامرك فلك الحمد علي في جميع ذلك ولا حجة لي فيما جرى علي فيك قضاؤك وألزمني حكمك وبلاغك. وقد أتيتك يا إلهي بعد تقصيري وإسرافي على نفسي معتذرا نادما منكسرا مستقيلا مستغفرا منيبا مقرا مذعنا معترفا لا أجد مفرا من مكان مني ولا مفزعا أتوجه إليه في أمري غير قبولك عذري وإدخالك إياي في سعة من رحمتك. اللهم فاقبل عذري وارحم شدة ضري وفكني من شدي وثاقي. يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني ورقة جلدي ودقة عزمي يا من بدأ خلقي وذكري وتربيتي وبري وتغذيتي هبني لابتداء كرمك وصالف برك بي. يا إلهي وسيدي وربي أتراك معذبي بنارك بعد توحيدك وبعد ما انطوى عليه قلبي من معرفتك ولهج به لساني من ذكرك واعتقده ضميري من حبك وبعد صدق اعترافي ودعائي خاضعه لربوبيتك. هيهات أنت أكرم من أن تضيع من ربيته أو تبعد من أضنيت أو تشرد من آويت أو تسلم إلى البلاء من كفيته ورحمته وليت شعري يا سيدي وإلهي ومولاي وتسلط النار على وجوه خرت لعظمتك ساجدا وعلى ألسن نطقت بتوحيدك صادقا وبشكرك مادحا وعلى قلوب اعترفت بإلهيتك محققا وعلى ضمائر حبت من العلم بك حتى صارت خاشعة وعلى جوارح سعت إلى أوطان تعبدك طائعة وأشارت باستغفارك مذعنا ما هكذا الظن بك ولا أخبرنا بفضلك عنك يا كريم يا ربي وأنت تعلم ضعفي عن قليل من بناء الدنيا وعقوباتها وما يجري فيها من المكاره على أهلها ألا على أن ذلك بلوغ ومكروه قليل مكسوه يسير بقاؤه قصير مدته فكيف احتمالي لبلاء الآخرة وجليل وقوع المكاره فيها وهو بلاء تطول مدته ويدوم مقامه ولا يخفف عن أهله لأنه لا يكون إلا عنك وغضبك وانتقامك وسخطك وهذا ما لا تقوم له السماوات والأرض يا سيدي فكيف لي وأنا عبدك الضعيف الذليل الحقير المسكين المستكين يا إلهي وربي وسيدي ومولاي أي الأمور إليك أشكو ولما منها ضج وأبكي لأليم العذاب وشدته أم لطول البلاء ومدته فلئن صيرتني للعقوبات مع أعضائك وجمعت بيني وبين أهل بلائك وفرقت بيني وبين أحبائك وأوليائك فهبني يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي وربي صبرت على عذابك فكيف أصبر على فراقك وهبني صبرت على حر نارك فكيف أصبر عن النذر إلى كرامتك أم كيف أسكن في النار ورجائي عفوك فبعزتك يا سيدي ومولاي أقسم صادقا لئن تركتني ناطقا لاذجن إليك بين أهلها ضجيج الآملين ولا صرخن إليك صراخ المستصرخين ولا بكين عليك بكاء الفاقدين ولأنادينك أين كنت يا ولي المؤمنين ويا غاية آمال العارفين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حبيب قلوب الصادقين ويا إله العالمين أفتراك سبحانك يا إلهي وبحمدك تسمع فيها صوت عبد مسلم سجن فيها بمخالفته وضاق طعم عذابها بمعصيته وحبس بين أطباقها بجرمه وجريرته وهو يضج إليك ضجيج مؤمل لرحمتك ويناديك بلسان أهل توحيدك ويتوسل إليك بربوبيتك يا مولاي فكيف يبقى في العذاب وهو يرجو ما سلف من حلمك؟ أم كيف تؤلمه النار وهو يأمل فضلك ورحمتك؟ أم كيف يحرقه لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوته وترى مكانه؟ أم كيف يشتمل عليه زفيرها وأنت تعلم ضعفه؟ أم كيف يتقلقل بين أطباقها وأنت تعلم صدقه؟ أم كيف تزجره زبانيتها وهو يناديك يا رباه؟ أم كيف يرجو فضلك في عتقه منها فتتركه فيها هيهات؟ ما ذلك الظن بك ولا المعروف من فضلك ولا مشبه لما عاملت به الموحدين من برك وإحسانك، فباليقين يقطع لولا ما حكمت به من تعذيب جاحديك وقضيت به من إخلاد معانديك لجعلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما وما كان لأحد فيها مقرا ولا مقاما، لكنك تقدست أسماؤك أقسمت أن تملأها من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين وأن تخلد فيها المعاندين، وأنت جل ثناؤك قلت مبتدئا وتطولت بالإنعام متكرما: أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوون. إلهي وسيدي فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالقضية التي حكمتها وغلبت من عليه أجريتها أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة كل جرم أجرمته وكل ذنب أذنبته وكل قبيح أسررته وكل جهل عملته كتمته أو أعلنته أخفيته أو أظهرته وكل سيئة أمرت بإثباتها الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني وجعلتهم شهودا علي مع جوارحي، وكنت أنت الرقيب علي من ورائهم والشاهد لما خفي عنهم وبرحمتك أخفيتا وبفضلك سترتا وأن توفر من حزي من كل خير أنزلته وإحسان فضلته أو بر نشرته أو رزق بسطته أو ذنب تغفره أو خطأ تستره. يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي ومالك رقي يا من بيده ناصيتي يا عليما بضري ومسكنتي يا خبيرا بفقري وفاختي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب أسألك بحقك وقدسك وعظم صفاتك وأسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي من الليل والنهار بذكرك معمورا وبخدمتك موصولا وأعمالي عندك مقبولا حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا وحالي في خدمتك سرمدا. يا سيدي يا من عليه معولي يا من إليه شكوت أحوالي. يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، قوي على خدمتك جوارحي، واشدد على العزيمة جوانحي، وهب لي الجد في خشيتك والدوام في الإتصال بخدمتك، حتى أسرح إليك في ميادين السابقين، وأسرع إليك في البارزين، وأشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين، وأدنو منك دنو المخلصين، فأخافك مخافة الموقنين، وأجتمع في جوارك مع المؤمنين. اللهم ومن أرادني بسوء فارد، ومن كادني فكيد، واجعل لي من أحسن عبيدك نصيبا عندك، وأقربهم منزلة منك، وأخصهم زلفة لديك، فإنه لا ينال ذلك إلا بفضلك. وجد لي بجودك، واعطف علي بمجدك، واحفظني برحمتك، واجعل لساني بذكرك لهجا، وقلبي بحبك متيما، ومن علي بحسن إجابتك، وأقلني عثرتي، واغفر زلتي، فإنك قضيت على عبادك بعبادتك، وأمرتهم بدعائك، وضمنت لهم الإجابة، فإليك يا ربي نصبت وجهي، فإليك يا ربي نصبت وجهي، وإليك يا ربي مددت يدي، وبعزتك استجب لي دعائي، وبلغني مناي، ولا تقطع من فضلك رجاي، واكفني شر الجن والإنس من أعداي. يا سريع الرضا، اغفر لمن لا يملك إلا الدعاء، فإنك فعال لما تشاء. يا من اسمه دواء، وذكره شفاء، وطاعته غنان، ارحم من رأس ماله الرجاء، وسلاحه البكاء. يا سابغ النعم، يا دافع النقام، يا نور المستوحشين في الظلام، يا عالما لا يعلم، صل على محمد وآل محمد، وافعل بما أنت أهله. وصلى الله على رسوله والأئمة الميامين من آله وسلم تسليما كثيرا. صلوات على محمد وعلى آله.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Just a few quick announcements. Tomorrow being Friday, so we'll have Juma Salat tomorrow at 12:33. That's the Awal time. So tomorrow Juma Salat at 12:33. Saturday we have our Fajr Salat at 6 a.m. Followed by breakfast as well. So it's open to men and women both. So Saturday Fajr Salat is 6 a.m. Saturday, February the 24th, we'll have a program here, Shabe Barat Amals. We'll start the program at 16 p.m. with Maghrib and Isha Salat. So now the timing for Salat will be 6:16. So we'll have the Maghrib Isha Salat here on Saturday. So that's for Shabe Barat Amals. There'll be Qasida Amals led by Maulana Sayyid Sagir Hussain, our resident alim. Sunday, February 25th, we'll have a program at 4:15. It's the Wiladat of Imam Mahdi Azrul Ta'ala Sharif. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So our program will start at 4:15 p.m. on Sunday. We have a visiting alim, Sayyid Ali Imran. So what we'll have is Hadith Kisa Kasida Mankabat, lecture by Sayyid Ali Imran. There'll be a Jeopardy Q&A session with the Sayyid and Jamaat Salat. After the Jamaat Salat, there'll be a full niyaz. As many people will be probably fasting, so we're going to have niyaz after the Maghrib Isha Salat. So those are the upcoming programs. Tonight, what we'll do is we'll be, instead of a lecture, like our normal lecture, Sayyid has prepared a talk on Khums, and there'll be a question and answer. So instead of our half an hour lecture, we'll be doing that on the Khums, subject of Khums. Can I request a Surah Fatiha for the following marhumins? Marhumins of the Ghulam Sen Moldina family, Ghulam Sen Kaki family, Musa Virji family, Ahmad Nanji Kara family, Ramzan Ali Manek, Leila Bhai Manek, Amir Bhai Sundarji, Hasnain Rahim, Marhum Yusuf Ali Ghulam Sen Moldina, Marhum Inayat Ali Manek, and all the marhumins. As you know, Ramzan is approaching pretty fast, so we have quite a few spots still open for iftar. Anybody wants to sponsor iftar or give donations monetarily, or want to share a iftar with somebody, please approach any one of us in the management, and we can help you out there. So, like I say, Ramzan is coming up fast, so we want to make sure we have everybody's. Many times, a lot of people will wait till the end once the board is full, and then they're looking for dates to sponsor the iftar. So the earlier you do it, the better it will be. So without any further delay, I'll ask the Maulana to please come up. Thank you. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين وهو خير الناصرين ومعين ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على سيدنا محمد وعترته الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أما بعد فقد قال الحكيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم واعلموا أن ما غنمتم من شيء فأن لله خمسه وللرسول ولذي القربى واليتامى والمساكين وابن السبيل صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. As we all know, this is the Ayah Karima in Surah Mubarakah Anfal, which is 41. And this is the Ayah Khums. And as many of you were speaking about Masail Khums, that they should be discussed and presented. So here we are. Tonight we are going to give a simply, if I can say, can we have a salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. So this will be just like few basic usul of khums, not all of the masail because there are so many. I will go inshallah about 20 minutes and brief you with the basic masail of khums, and then we will take questions. And of course, sister's side, ladies' side, they can write down their question and pass us through the Zari room or from the door to Muhammad Bhai or anyone else nearby. So to start with, there are 7 things which have khums to be paid on. I mean, the khums becomes obligatory on. Number 1 is our extra from our annual income. And that income could be from direct business, from your employment, and these type of things which you basically do, as they say, it's kasbi. When we work for it, we earn it. And then the other type is which I did not work for. Let's say a gift. Somebody just gifted me with, let's say, $10,000. Let's say my relative, my father, may Allah bless him, he's not in this world anymore. Or I don't want to name him. Anyone can gift you, right? That money has a khums. Number 2 is acts. Yes. That's why he was moving his eyeballs like, cannot happen. Mined products, ma'adaniyat. Number 3 is a treasure. If somebody finds a treasure, khazana, in his, I don't know, backyard, in his front yard, they were digging their basement or their crawl space, lucky they were, they found a treasure. So they have to pay khums on that treasure. And then their money, which is legitimate, their halal money mixed with haram. And they're not sure how much is halal and how much is haram. By paying khums of it, this money, inshallah, will become tahir, pure. Then precious stones, which by diving under the water, you bring them out. That has to pay the khums of it. And then the spoils of a war, the war booty, it has khums. And finally, a land which a dhimmi buys from a Muslim. Who is a dhimmi? People who are in the treaty that the Islamic government or Islamic state will provide them with safety and security, and they will abide by the Islamic state laws. These are the 7 groups basically. But here a little warning. Sometimes I have questions. Do I have to pay, khums on my, let's say, family's gold, especially their zewar, their, instruments of beauty, their decoration? No. The answer is no. But there's again a condition there. They should be according to the customary status of the person. What does that mean? Normally speaking, let's say, if somebody has, I don't know too many details about different gold products. But if they, let's say, have, jaise hum Urdu mein kehte hain, they have, let's say, gold bangles, like 5, 10 of them, 12 of them. If they have 100, that is not normal. For the extra, which is not accustomed, with the customary fashion or tradition, or normally, conventionally, people will carry that much gold at home. That is what you don't pay khums on. But the extra, if it stays with you for a whole year, which we call, Salih Khumasi, the year you have to pay khums after, they have to pay khums on that. Another type of gold, which is, let's say, coins, which are tradable, they have khums. Normally speaking, let's say Iraq, Iran, especially in Iran, there are lots of ways people they give, they're known as Sikka Bahar-e-Azadi. Sikka means a coin, it's a golden coin. And it's known, like, you go on TD Tower in Toronto, King Street, they have those, gold bricks or gold coins, which are known and customary, especially when they're sealed coins. They're certified, they are separate. Okay, let's move on. A normally asked question, that's why I put it in top. We learned about different groups or categories where khums becomes obligatory. A normally asked question is that, Maulana, what is my ruling that I have never paid khums in my life? But now I want to pay khums. How do I do my accounting? How much on which material, which things, which goods, where do my khums becomes obligatory? The answer is, number one, to make it very easy, look how much money did you earn? What was the source of it? This is fiqh. These are quite technical clauses. Every clause, if you change a bit, will change the ruling. Source, let's say if somebody got cash back days, but it was through inheritance. Inheritance has no khums on it. These are the exceptions. The mahriya, the dowry which a bride receives from the husband, has no khums on it. Let's go into divorce. The money, when it is the situation of talaq-e-khula, wife gives to husband, that money has no khums on it. So we have to know these complications. But if a person, they had earned money back days, they never paid khums. Number one, they earned money. Number two, they spent it on their basic basic necessity, day-to-day life necessities, which is known as ma'una in Arabic. Ma'una is your must-have expense. Our daily life expenses. Let's say, I have to pay my rent, I have to pay my bills, I have to pay my phone bill. These are the necessities of life. Everybody must pay them. There's no khums on these necessities. That's why we have a year annual income calculation. Okay, other question right here, because I just want to be in a logical way so you don't forget them. You get all masail together. When do I decide when to start my annual khums year? The day you start working, let's say on Monday, February the 10th, you started working. Next year, Monday, February the 10th, not necessarily the Monday, February the 10th is the most important thing. Which day of the week is not important. Which date of the year is important. And then again, is it lunar year or solar year? It's your choice. You take a pick, but I would go for will you go for the lunar or the solar? If you go lunar, 10 days short, meaning your year is going to finish earlier. Yes. Yeah, so I tell you the secret. If you are planning to set your khums year, set based on solar year. They're both allowed. So let's say on 10th of February, year 2025, now you will look how much money you are left over with. From your earning, let's say you earned $30,000 yearly. You spent on your groceries, on your bills, on your rent, and if you own, on your mortgage, whatever. You are left up with, let's say, $5,000. The ruling on khums says you pay 1/5. Khums means 5. 1/5, 20%. So from 5,000, you will pay $1,000 khums. I have to take a break here and go back to explain that masala for a person who never paid. I just wanted to open up this much, because the next move is who to pay the khums. So a man or a woman they never paid khums, they earned money, and they have, let's say, not paid for last 5 years. They have to rethink how much did I make in, let's say, today's 2024, in 2019. How much money did I earn? How much I spent on my expenses? So on that life basics, how much did I save? Nowadays, normally you can go back, check your bank balance, check your, I don't know, what you call those statements when you get paid, your pay stubs. Somehow you can find out. If you can figure it out how much, well and good. If not, just whatever you think is this much I made in that year and then the following years. You calculate with that amount. And if nothing comes to your mind, contact your marja taqleed. Reconcile with them. Discuss with them. They will tell you what to do. They will give you a kind of, let's say, a minimum number. That normally speaking, the amount you were making, how much normally, let's say today, you made 30,000. How much one can be left over after a year with 30,000? Not much. Not more than, I guess, a couple of $1,000. So you're looking at roughly $400 as khums money. Yeah, if you are a millionaire, yeah, you gotta pay more. And remember, there's so much in our rawayat. Ayah recited, I trust everybody knows the ayah and they can go home and read the translation. I just wanted to give you an overview of these masail because there are thousands of them, there are lots of them. Final clause. This person, they spent money, they don't pay khums on everything. They pay khums on the extra, which is left over. Normally, this is a mistake. You wait for the whole year. After you have passed a year from your earning date, when you started, let's say I got, employed in, let's say Walmart, in, let's say 10th of January 2023, I will calculate my khums on 10th of January 2024. Have a salawat, please. Stuck in there. وَعَجِّلْ فَرَجَهُمْ. Lastly, who to pay the khums? You pay khums after you divide it into two. They are known as sahmain. Sahm means share. Sahm imam and sahm sadat. Khums is basically for sadat. Sadat is plural of sayyid. From the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Every sayyid? No. The deserving one who needs financial support. And they have to be, of a good reputation. They should not be committing openly, sins. Especially they should not be spending, let's say, the given money, the khums money, into astaghfirullah, drugs or alcohol. If somebody is renowned for that, you cannot pay khums to them. And if you still do, you are a dhamin. You are responsible for paying that money to another deserving person. First half you give to Sadat. You can give it yourself to the deserving Sayyid in your area. Or if you don't know somebody who deserves it, then all of it, you give it to the marja taqleed of yours. The other 50%, other half, is Sahmi Imam. Ajjal Allah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. It's known as Sahmi Imam. Sahmi Imam you pay to your marja taqleed. Again here a question. Many times people they ask, can I pay the Sahmi Imam to deserving people in my area? Or sometimes even a little more tricky. Oh, there's a charity near me and they are doing great work. Can I pay to that charity? Or there's a hospital. They are in a desperate need of financial support. They provide health services to people. Can I pay my Sahmi Imam to that? In all these scenarios, the answer is no. You have to pay it to your marja taqleed. And if you, let's say, act on your own, you are again dhamin. You have to pay it back to the Imam. This is so hard. Meaning we cannot follow our own desires. We are not our own Imams. We have to follow the marja taqleed, the way they teach us, the way they give us these rulings. Or you can find a wakil of your marji taqleed who is, capable of collecting that cash from you and passing it over to them. By the way, I don't know, out of shyness or whatever, I never mention openly, though Muhammad Bhai said to me a few times, Maulana, say it. Alhamdulillah, I have the wakala of Ayatollah Sistani Hafidahullah. So what happens is when you give khums to your wakil or your marji directly, they will give you a receipt. So I say that again, whatever money you come up with, let's say a person had, an earning of $50,000. After paying their life necessities for a year, they are left up with, say, $10,000. Their homes will be $2,000. These $2,000 they will split into two: one Sahme Sadat, 1,000 Sahme Imam. Sahme Imam, they must send it to their marji taqleed, either themselves directly or to their wakil. Sahme Sadat, they can give it to a Sayyid who is deserving, or two. They can split that 1,000, let's say 500 to one family, 500 to the other. This is for this masala. How about, does a person who has not reached bulugh, they are not baligh yet, they have not reached the age of legal responsibility, do they have khums? Yes. If they have earnings, let's say somebody, they inherited lots of money from their parents, and they're not baligh yet, but they have a guardian. They do business on behalf of this, let's say, child. Anytime, remember, in khums, bulugh, or being, reaching to the sobriety age of intellect is not a condition. So this is a little different than our normal taklif-e-shari. Salah will become obligatory when someone is baligh. But khums, if somebody has earnings, they make money, they have to pay khums on that. Illa, with one exception. A child who is mumayyiz, who can distinguish the right from the wrong, they are the muqallid of somebody, a marji' taqleed, who does not, whose ruling is that a child does not have to pay khums. Then their guardian should not even pay khums. Please have a salawat. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. How about the property? House, if it's residential house, you bought it for your own residence, you don't have to pay khums on that. And there's another clause, if somebody owes money to people, the friends, family, you have to minus whatever your debt is first, and then you pay khums on the remainder. If there's nothing remaining, you don't have to pay any khums. Gift, I mentioned. How about a destitute, a faqir? He received extraordinary cash through sadaqat, through gift. Anyhow, he found money. And this money is in excess, is extra than what he needs for a year. On that excess amount of money, he has to pay khums. But the tricky part is on the excess amount, not on the whole amount. So they reduce their expenses, and then whatever is remaining, they pay khums on that. Hukm Shari, what can we do? How much is ma'una? How much is my life necessities? I mean, day-to-day life expense. If normally speaking in your area, everybody owns a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, let's go with a vehicle. And if you buy a Toyota, everybody will, he's a cheap guy, That is against your sha'an, your status, customary, conventional way. Urf, jisko hum kehte hain, urf-e-shar'i. You go with the urf. If urf is everybody has a supercar, You can have a supercar without paying any khums. But if it's the opposite, normally people, they have, Grand Caravan like I do, Toyota, I don't know, normal SUVs which are in ranging not more than, $25,000, $30,000 on average price vehicle. You don't have khums on that. But if you, let's say, go and buy a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, which is quite expensive, or even a Corvette, you have to pay khums on that, on the extra amount. This is how delicate. Same goes with the house. I mean, traditionally, if I'm a family of 4 people, husband, wife, 2 kids, a 3-bedroom is enough for me to live. But if I buy a huge palace, I don't know, 10 rooms, huge garden, this and that, exceeding $5 million in value, I will reduce the customary value. That normally, let's say people around me, they have a house worth $700,000. I don't pay khums on that, but anything extra above that, I gotta pay khums. And lastly, before I open up the floor for questions, please have a salawat. Allah sallam Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajam. I had a masala which is quite related to it, flipped out of my mind. That we have our money, we spoke about the different categories. We'll open up with the questions. If it came to my mind, I'll mention, inshallah.
I got a question about this property. Now, you're talking about the difference between, say, a normal house that will be sufficient for you versus a grand house that you buy. Now, is this a one-time khums that you have to pay on the difference?
Exactly, this was the point that came to my mind. Normally, there's a misconception. Khums is once on the fixed, or let's say again fixtures. Let's say a home is gonna stay a home. It's not gonna change. Groceries are different. Let's say your refrigerator is gonna be there for a few years, good like 5 to 10 years, normally speaking, if used properly. You pay khums only once. But if, a normal traditional refrigerator, let's say, or your range, you bought it during the year when you were earning, you don't need to pay khums on those because they're considered to be life necessities. But the key point is you pay khums only once, not every year. Let's say you paid the khums of your Lamborghini in 2023. You don't pay it in 2024. That's it. It's once only in your lifetime.
Okay, so there's another one with property too. If you have rental property, or if the house that you're living in, you rent the basement out. So is the basement portion of the rent that you're collecting?
A very good question, exactly.
Just repeat that question to the lady.
Yeah, the question is, and by the way, ladies, please write down your questions so we have, everybody participating. We're all inclusive. Write down your questions, pass them over. We have a question that, how about, it's not my residential residence only. I rent out my basement, or even, on the grade, I rent a room or 2, and I live myself in somewhere there in a room, or I live in the basement. Somehow, I have an income, a rental income in my house. The value of your house, you keep it separate. It's yours. You don't need to pay any khums on that. But this is your benefit. This is your earning. Through though the property, you don't need to pay khums on that. On the earning, you got to pay khums. Accordingly, let's say you work, you make $10,000 yearly. Your rent money or your earning through the rent is $5,000. So now it's totally $15,000. You go accordingly after paying your bills, whatever, you are left up with $1,000, you pay khums on $1,000. This is how you calculate. And same goes if you have multiple properties. Let's say you live in one, you rent partially or you don't rent it, but other, let's say 2 or 3 or 10 houses, or an apartment building, condo building, 10 units, 20 units, 1,000 units, whatever money you make after paying your bills, of course, maintenance, you minus it. The cost of maintenance of your buildings, you have to minus. Yes, you don't need to pay khums on that. After paying your own bills of the property maintenance, whatever you are left up with, you pay khums on that. Mortgage is deducted. It's considered your life basic nowadays. The way we live here in North America, mortgage is considered to be your legitimate expense. You cannot live without it. You must pay your mortgage. It's considered at your expense, your bills. Like your hydro bill, your phone bill, your other bills. They are considered to be your life basic. Ma'una. The Shara'i word is ma'una. Your basic expense. Good questions coming, mashallah. Yes, we have question here, but I will just interrupt, brother, for a second. Ladies, please pass over your questions. We are not left with much time. Yes, Mushtaq Bhai.
Can you total the family's expenses, income, and then pay one amount for family for homes?
Can we do collective and family levels homes calculation? No, because you are mukallaf for yourself. Salatul Jama'ah, yes, you can offer in congregation, but homes, you have to calculate it individually. Everyone pays their own homes. I pay my own homes and calculate it. My son, my daughter, my wife, everybody, they do their own calculation. Yes.
So then what's the difference between homes and zakat?
What's the difference between homes and zakat? There are certain things. Zakat becomes, that's a very, what a key question. Zakat has a nisab. Nisab is a certain amount. Until not reached, you don't pay anything. But homes has no limit. Even, let me give you an example, then it will show itself. I have 50 goats. 50 goats. On 40, zakat is 1 goat. Okay, this is zakat. If I have 39 goats, there's no zakat, because the amount required zakat to become obligatory is 40. But homes is different. I have 2 goats only, but they're extra than my yearly expense. I gotta pay homes on those 2 goats.
So is zakat basically on farming, right?
Zakat is on different things like cattle, farming. Yes, farming is one of them. Like, raisins, wheat, barley, jo, gandam, kishmish, in cheezon pe hai zakat. Zakat, gold has, yes, zakat, but it has again in nisab. When reached, you pay zakat. Otherwise, no. Yes, Mushtaq bhai.
I was under the impression that if you have an item that you've not used for 1 year, okay, be it used or new, you haven't touched it for a year, utensil hai, kapre hai, clothes hai. What is the masla on that?
You pay khums on that.
Even if there's a used clothes you haven't worn?
You did not use, you said.
Yeah, I mean even if it's used, that means if it's brand new and it hasn't been used, right? You're okay. But if it is used, then even if I don't use it,
You are making now 3 different questions. As soon as you change a word, the ruling changes.
Question 1, brand new thing not used for 1 year. Right?
Just wait here. Question is, so everybody knows on lady side too, I have a brand new, let's say utensil, I have a brand new dress, let's say a shirt, a pant, whatever, and I did not use it throughout the year. If this, let's say, dress or utensil you bought for your kitchen was what you need, and it was a customary, on average thing you bought, average brand you bought, right? Normally, let's say they're like $50, $60 on Canadian Tire. If it's one of those and you did not use, you will use it in next year. You bought it with the intention of using, but somehow you did not open it. There's no homes because your intention was to use it. You didn't happen to use it, but it's within the customary limit. But you bought something which is precious, which is like extraordinary. Instead of being 60, 70, 80 bucks, let's say, those pot sets of 3 pots, I don't know, a frying pan and this and that. You bought something worth $1,000. You got to pay homes on that. Now, follow-up question. What was the other clause you opened?
The question is, it's a used item that was used, but from today onwards for 1 year I didn't use it.
There's no khums on it.
Zakat and khums are both necessary parts.
They're both wajib. The question is, zakat and khums, are they both obligatory? Yes. Zakat on its own, applicable items, is mandatory, and khums on its own, with its own conditions, which we touched based on some of them, is obligatory. Ladies, we have no questions from your side. We are about 32 minutes mark. If any questions, well and good. Otherwise, we close it up when we finish and move to the ziyarat wasa. We'll give ladies a minute. If they have any question and they want to pass it over, or we have, looks like we have a question. Brother, if you don't mind, pass over the paper to me. Can I have a salawat, please? Right hand. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair. Do you give khums on gifts? Yes, we spoke. We give khums on gifts if they are left and they're extra. Let's say somebody gave me, a tablet. They gifted me a tablet. And this is like customary normal, Apple tablet, $400 or $500. And I started using it. There's no khums on it. But let's say somebody gives me, just for the sake of masala, what can somebody donate me? I never thought. Mercedes, brother says. Somebody gifts me a Mercedes, right? Which is still about customary people. They have Mercedes, it's quite common, right? But this is not my own money. I did not earn it. It's a gift. Yes, if it stays with me and I have my other vehicle too, I got to pay khums on it. But let's say if I have no vehicle, this is the only vehicle I'm going to use. So it's in my use, and a year passes by, and now it's a used Mercedes. I put 10, 12, 15,000 kilometers on it. No, it doesn't have khums. But if it was a more precious, let's say a Corvette, bhai mujhe koi achhi cheez donate karo yaar. If it was a Lamborghini, yes, because it has lots of value.
But then again, sorry, somebody is giving you the gift, right? For example, a car, and you don't have any other car. You're going to use anything.
Yes.
So why would they use khums?
Because it's more than the customary vehicle's value. Normally, in our community, how many people they have Lamborghini? Not many. I don't think so. I never saw somebody park their Lamborghini in our RCC parking.
Maybe they don't want to show it here.
Maybe they don't want to show. But I will be exposed because I'm going to bring my Lamborghini here. See, the thing is, basic rule is that things which are like our, let's say, life basics, which are normal, which are customary to the area we live in, and which are according to the status of ours, sha'an-e shakhs, to the personality. Normally people, you got to have a dignified life here. You got to have a ride, a reasonable ride. You should not have a car which is falling apart, which is, let's say, a flat tire every day. And it's always in the garage. So you have to have a dignified life. Whatever it takes to have a dignified life, you pay, you spend money on that. And after paying those expenses, whatever you are left over with, that is where you pay khums. In a brief, accounting, if I can say. Have a salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I do dua, oh Allah, if we ever made, intentionally or unintentionally, any mistakes in telling the rulings of yours, forgive us. And if we understood it wrong, forgive us. For the sake of Ahl Bayt, allow us, permit us to act upon these rulings of yours, because they bring your pleasure and they take us closer to you in your proximity and proximity of Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam. O Allah, for the sake of Ahl Bayt, hastening the reappearance of our Imam, and allow us to do ziyarah of his glory and holy face. For the sake of Ahl Bayt, make our life purposeful and working towards your pleasure. Without your help, we cannot do it. Allahumma ajjal li waliyika al-faraj. وجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وأصحابه مع ذكر صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Thank you so much. متوجه زيارات. While they come for ziyarah, as you mentioned, that other discussion should be funeral and ahkam kafan and qabristan. One day soon, inshallah, we'll discuss these masail as well.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا وارث آدم صفوة الله. السلام عليك يا وارث نوح النبي الله. السلام عليك يا وارث إبراهيم خليل الله. السلام عليك يا وارث موسى كليم الله. السلام عليك يا وارث عيسى روح الله. السلام عليك يا وارث محمد حبيب الله. السلام عليك يا وارث علي أمير المؤمنين ولي الله. السلام عليك يا ابن محمد المصطفى. السلام عليك يا ابن علي المرتضى. السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء. السلام عليك يا ابن خديجة الكبرى. السلام عليك يا ثار الله وابن الثار والوتر الموتور. أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وآتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونهيت عن المنكر وأطعت الله ورسوله حتى أتاك اليقين. فلعن الله أمة قتلتك ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأصلاب الشامخة والأرهام المطهرة، لم تنجسك الجاهلية بأنجاسها ولم تلبسك من مدلهمات ثيابها. وأشهد أنك من دعائم الدين وأركان المؤمنين. وأشهد أنك الإمام البر التقي الرزي الزكي الهادي المهدي. وأشهد أن الأئمة من ولدك كلمة التقوى وأعلام الهدى والأروة الوثقى والهجة على أهل الدنيا. وأشهد الله وملائكته وأنبياءهم ورسله أني بكم مؤمن وبيا بكم موقن بشرائع ديني وخواتيم أملي، وكلبي لكلبكم سلم وأمري لأمركم متبع. صلوات الله عليكم وعلى أرواحكم وعلى أجسادكم وعلى أجسامكم وعلى شاهدكم وعلى غائبكم وعلى ظاهركم وعلى باطنكم. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله. السلام عليك يا ابن نبي الله. السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا ابن الحسين الشهيد. السلام عليك أيها الشهيد وابن الشهيد. السلام عليك أيها المظلوم وابن المظلوم. لعن الله أمة قتلتك ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. السلام عليك يا أولياء الله وأحباءه. السلام عليكم يا أصفياء الله وأوداءه. السلام عليكم يا أنصار دين الله. السلام عليكم يا أنصار رسول الله. السلام عليكم يا أنصار أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليكم يا أنصار فاطمة سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا أنصار أبي محمد الحسن بن علي الولي الناصح. السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي عبد الله، بأبي أنتم وأمي طبتم، وتابت الأرض التي فيها دفنتم، وفزتم فوزا عظيما، فيا ليتني كنت معكم فأفوز معكم. السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك أيها العبد الصالح، مطيع لله ولرسوله، وأشهد أنك قد جاهدت ونصاحت وصبرت حتى أتاك اليقين. لعن الله الظالمين لكم من الأولين والآخرين، وألحقكهم بدرجة الجحيم، بالدرك الجحيم. السلام عليك يا مولاي وابن مولاه. السلام عليك يا غريب الغربة. السلام عليكم يا سلطان أبا الحسن علي بن موسى الرضا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان. الأمان 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 من فتنة الزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليكم يا إمام الإنس والجان. أجل الله لك ما وعدك من النصر وظهور الأمر ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا، حتى تسكنه أرزك توعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وجل فرجهم.
Let's recite 5 times Amma Yujib for the complete recovery of Kul Marid, and may Allah grant separate nation and independent country to the deprived and oppressed people of Palestine and all the other areas in the world. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. أَمَّن يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ 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 برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. And let's finish with a Surah Mubarakah Fatiha. For كل مؤمنين المؤمنات مؤمنين مرحومين مؤمنين المؤمنات مسلمين المسلمات, especially about 30,000 killed in Palestine war so far, and all the other people and people of our own community, their parents, our donors, जो नियाज लेकर आते हैं उनके लिए, our volunteers, मा ज़िक्र सलावत. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Bismillah.